In this video, we're going to take a look at activity 1.3.2, making holes in CAD. To get started, before we get going, we're going to go ahead and change the active project here in Inventor, utilizing the settings by creating a new one, a new single user project. Our project name is going to be making holes in CAD. We can go ahead and choose our folder to route to. So here, if I'm looking under Documents, find my PLTW IED folder, and inside of this folder we can go ahead and say, let's make a new folder. Give it the activity name. Sometimes my timeout runs there. Let me rename. Activity 3.2, making holes in CAD. We're going to select that folder and say OK, making sure that we see the file path is going to that folder. We're going to say finish. It's going to become the active project now, and I'm going to go ahead and select done. So I'm going to go ahead and start off with creating a new standard IPT file. And what we're going to end up doing here is creating the Trammel toy top piece for the base component of the Trammel toy. Go ahead and say Start 2D Sketch. I'm going to choose the XY plane. I'm going to go to Rectangle, select the drop down and choose the 2-point center rectangle. Choosing the center first as the origin and drawing out the profile. I can go ahead and use the dimension tool. This is going to be a dimension of 4.25. So I might have to zoom out just a little bit. Let me go ahead and let's go ahead and grab this one, 4.25. And I'm going to right click to say OK to stop running the dimension command and pull this up. And from here, I'm going to actually utilize, I'm going to go back to the rectangle command and go to 2-point rectangle. From the edge here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw in a thin rectangle like this. And I'm going to draw another one in like so in this bottom left corner. I'm going to go ahead and utilize the trim tool, and I'm going to trim away this little portion. I'm going to click once and click one more time, and that's going to create an opening right here. So I'm going to go ahead and press the D key on my keyboard. That'll run the dimension command. You'll notice it'll highlight now. From the top edge to the top edge of this thin rectangle, it's going to be a 0.5 value. From the top edge to the bottom line, it's going to be a 1-inch value. And then from the right edge to this line right here, this is going to be 1.75. You're going to notice it's going to say that now we just need 4 dimensions needed. Well, we know that this is got to be a 1.25 inch measurement. This needs to be 1.25 inches. And then our sides from length, or from the left side to the left side of this one, 0.406. Same thing from the bottom edge to this edge, 0.406. Notice now that's going to fully constrain us. I'm in dark mode, so that means that all the lines are going to turn white, and here it'll actually say it's fully constrained. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. Press the home button on the view cube to bring it into view. And from here, we're going to take a look at what would be our holes after we click the extrude, select our profile. I'm going to reverse the direction, 0.25 thickness on the direction, and go ahead and select OK. So that gives us the outline of our Trammel toy base. I'm going to go ahead and now start looking at what do I need to do to start putting in the holes for the top piece. So I'm going to go ahead and start a new 2D sketch. We have a lot of scenarios here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the front face, and I'm going to grab point. And I'm going to put 4 points in this upper quadrant. I'm going to put 4 points in this lower quadrant as well. And then there's one right here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to grab the horizontal and vertical constraints. I'm going to do vertical first. I'm going to click on this point and this point, this point and this point. I'm going to do the same thing in this set of quadrants of points. And just keep repeating that process. I'm also going to go ahead and click on horizontal, click on this line, or this point to this one, this point to this point, and the same thing down here below. And I'm going to right click to say OK to stop running that horizontal constraint. So then when I run my dimension command, I can see that from the left edge to this point is going to be 0.375. From here to here, it's going to be 1.5 for that second set of points. And as I continue to kind of look from the bottom edge to this bottom set of points, it's going to be 2.75. From here to the top set of points, 3.875. So notice how those points are now going to turn white for me, and I just got to worry about some of the others. From the left side to this very first set, it's going to be 2.75. From the left to this second set here, 3.875. While I'm here, from the left edge to this singular point, I'm going to go ahead and put as 3.375. From the bottom to these sets of points, 0.375. From here to here, 1.5. And from the bottom to this singular point, it's going to be 2.875. So this is going to be fully constrained. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. It's going to give us all our sketch points. I'm going to use the whole command. The whole command at first wants to pick up every single point. So I'm actually going to go around and I'm going to deselect points that don't have the same measurement as each other. And I'm actually going to start off with the 4 holes that have a 0.177. So I'm just going to go on here, and as I click, I'm actually going to hold my shift key and I'm going to select these points to deselect them. So these two I want to keep on. I'm going to deselect this point and this this singular one. So that way I just have the four points there showing in red. It's going to be a simple hole, no seat. Termination goes all the way through, and the diameter on these is actually, I'm going to change down here, is 0.177 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and select OK. So that's going to put in 4 holes at 0.177 inch diameter. Now, in order to get our points to come back to do the rest, I'm going to go over here to my browser and I'm going to expand the whole command by pressing the plus sign. And I'm actually going to right click on the sketch 2 here, and I'm going to go ahead and just say visibility to turn the sketch back on. So I'm going to go ahead and run that whole command one more time. It picks up some of the other points, so I'm going to actually go around and hold shift, deselect the ones that I don't want. So I'm actually going to get rid of these ones here in the bottom right corner and the singular one. So that way we just have the upper left ones in these 2 quadrants. This is going to have a value of 0.230. I'm going to select OK. Run the whole command once more. I'm going to deselect the singular one. The ones that I have left are going to have a value of 0.191. And then now the last one picks up, and it's just going to have a 0.2 measurement. I can go ahead and go find sketch 2, right click on it and uncheck the visibility. And I can go ahead and collapse that whole command in the browser. Click on the home button. Here's our Trammel toy base. If I hold my shift key and click down on my scroll wheel, I can rotate around. There's the top piece of our Trammel toy base all ready to go. And from the material under generic, I'm actually going to end up finding, if I can go ahead and look for, so we really don't have like an MDF wood looking material in here. But what we can look for is usually under the Autodesk material library. We should be able to find it in here. Here we are, MDF. And there's the appearance of our MDF board being applied with the material. So this finishes out the Trammel toy top piece. Check out the next video. We'll do the Trammel toy bottom piece and then eventually move on to the slider blocks.